Operation Health, everyone feels safe. Who can participate? All right, lovelies. Here we are again today. Let me mute that. Pull up. I'm just taking a deep breath. How's everybody doing? Giving you a couple minutes to come in here. Come in live with me. Or come back for the replay, but I'm giving you a couple minutes to show up here. Let's see, what am I trying to get to? No. Just go back here. We are deep diving, continuing to deep dive into, let me go over here, my channel. Go to live, day 3, looks like me, going live. Should show me watching maybe. Get weird. All right, cool. All right, one watching, yep. All right, today we are talking about, it popped in yesterday pretty loudly to me, about those of us that are light workers, empathic, highly sensitive. Most of us carry a lot of light, lots of light. We are very bright in the world, no matter what our trauma has been, no matter what we've experienced in the world. I know I just dove right in. Hi, Felicia. Whatever we've experienced in the world, our light still is very, very bright. And what that means is we often disturb someone else's dark side, their shadows. If we are not clear what our shadows are, we take it very personal. We think it's us. We think it's our stuff. And then we wonder what the hell's wrong with us when it was never ours to begin with. How does this happen? How do we do this? Because I haven't dealt with my own stuff. If I haven't dealt with me and my shadow, and I can relate to you and your shadow, I will identify with it and I will relate to it and I'll take it on as me. Hi. So I'll take it on as my stuff. There's no discernment between who I am and who you are, because I'm reading the energy first and foremost. Many of us do this. Whether you're an empath or not, highly sensitive, most of us are. Most of us that have experienced significant traumas, some that haven't. But there's been a lot of us that have experienced life stuff. So this is why you'll have to go back from Italia. Awesome. Thanks for being here. You'll have to go back and listen to Felicia. She was on live a little earlier talking about the shadow and giving some codes for our water to help us move through this stuff. It doesn't have to be heavy. You know, we can make it a big, big deal, but it doesn't have to be that way. Simply learning how to observe, take a look, acknowledge it, and allow it to move. Some things we must unpack a little deeper. Mickey Mouse guy, hello. Hello, hello, how are you? I am well. I'm watching the computer screen too, so I can see what's going on over there on the YouTube channel. Okay. Because we're highly sensitive and we've not been I'm mixing my words up, taught to trust ourselves. I was not taught as a child to trust myself. So I did not know how to discern what was me and what was you. I just took it all on as if it was my own. And it was my job and my role to change it, to transmute it, because that was quite normal. I identified as being codependent, right? I'm going to save you, rescue you, fix you. That's my job. That's my role here. Not. But that's how we end up, many of us, in narcissistic, empathic, light, dark relationships. It's like a magnet, because there's something that we each need from each other. It's very unconscious. So if we are unaware of what our shadow is and the things that we don't want to look at or we deny, we're going to keep doing those things. And we'll keep attracting those kind of people to show us it's simply a mirror. Look in the mirror. How is this me? What am I seeing about you that I don't want to look at about me? Oh, thank you. Says life is the best teacher. Helps everyone to be bold and smart based on their environment. Good people draw good people. Yep. Exactly. So you can focus on good people all you want. If you haven't dealt with the unconscious part, we'll still draw in the other kind of people. They may not stick and stay. But if I'm only focusing on what's good and not willing to look at what's not good, then I'm doing a bypass. I'm going to do a spiritual bypass. And I can promise you it's going to kick you in the ass later. From my experience. I can be all Pollyanna. I can look at only the positive. I can look at only the good stuff, which is awesome. I would never tell you not to do that. But if I'm not willing to look at the other part and own it and claim it and name it, it will keep chasing me. I was thinking of Peter Pan yesterday. I was trying to find a thumbtail to put up there. What is your channel about here? I am Google usually word out. Okay, great. I am Empath, Lightworker, Blu-ray. Today we're talking about shadow work. We're in a 10-day portal. So if you'll go back to day 1 of the Galactic Portal, there's a list of 2 other people in addition to me that were collaborating together. So my sister Felicia is talking about the galactic calendar, the kin, those kind of things. And then I'm talking about more of the shadow work. And then Donna follows up with sound healing on Instagram. That's what we're doing. That's this part. So welcome if you're new here. Hang out and learn a little bit about being highly sensitive, dealing with the shadow work. The shadow are the parts we disown. Someone said, what is shadow work? It's the part we've disowned. It's the part when we've been hurt, traumatized in our childhood, and we disown that because it was painful. So we have a moment in time where something happened, we were traumatized. I call that the original wound. We cover it layers and layers and layers and create behaviors to survive the pain so we don't ever have to feel it again. And it becomes a shadow. We call it shadow. It's the part of ourselves I don't want to go look at because it was too painful to begin with. And because it was too painful to begin with, I don't want to unpack it so I can clear it. Does that help? How it shows up in our life is people around us reflect to us. Yeah, wow, right? So people around us reflect to us who we are, and the parts of ourselves that we don't like or we judge about them are often the part of ourselves that we've disowned. If I'm sitting in judgment or someone has triggered me, I had a feeling about something they said to me, and I got triggered by that feeling. That's where I take a look at, well, where did this start? When was the first time it happened? And I felt afraid that they were going to leave me. They were going to abandon me. Where did that come from? Where was the first time that I felt that I can remember? And sometimes it's something seemingly very, very innocent and innocuous that didn't really mean anything, but it meant something to us as a child. So they're the parts that we disown. They're the parts that I go, this is just how I am. Thank you for that. It's just how I am, and I'm not going to look at that, and I'm going to always show up as being this way. There's nowhere to go in those relationships There's nowhere to go with me and myself in my relationship. There's nowhere to go with you and anybody else if that's how they're being. There's no room to grow. As light workers, people who are sensitive, highly sensitive, you're here likely you have a bright light in the world. You're here to do something very specific. And that is to help the planet rise in the vibration. So, if you've come across this, hang around a minute, see if it's for you. Those of us that are really bright light in the world, no matter what's happened, we are going to disturb other people. You'll see them. They'll go way around you, or they don't come and talk to you because they know you're going to speak the truth, or they just avoid you because they don't want to look at themselves. It's all okay, but I can tell you, I took it very personal a lot of my life. And that's why I'm talking about it now, because we're light workers, we're empathic, our energy is high, automatically. And very innately, we transmute other people's energy. The gap in that is that I don't know how to transmute my own unless I'm willing to deal with this. Thank you. Sister, you are speaking some real facts concisely that nobody dares to speak the truth. Guys, don't shame this sister. She says something truthful. Thank you for that. Thank you. So if I'm not willing to deal with it, it's going to keep showing up. I was talking about yesterday. They avoid, don't want to hear the truth. Yes. But the shadow will keep chasing you. And what it will look like when it's chasing you, I am here. What it will look like when it keeps chasing you, I just chuckled about it because I saw Peter Pan. If anybody's familiar with Peter Pan and the shadow, and he was boxing with the shadow and that kind of stuff, it made me laugh, lighten it up a little bit, because this can be really heavy and serious. But our shadow will keep coming because it wants to be dealt with. It's like the child that you kick to the curb and said, I'm not going to deal with you. But what if you just opened the door? Ask the child what's going on. I'm talking about the inner child inside of you. What if you open the door, ask the child, what's going on? There's various versions of many points in our life that we were traumatized. So there's various versions of our inner child at different stages of our life. There's one, open the door. Take a look at one thing. Thanks. From Iran, happy from India. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Glad you're all here. So pick one thing, open the door. I just had this exercise. It was really, really powerful. Open the door, ask her, ask him, ask your little one. What are you feeling? What's going on right now? And then just honor that, the way that maybe you were not honored as a child. We're learning how to reparent the child within. That's part of how we do that shadow work. That's how I've been taught. So my little one just had a meditation earlier. My little one was, I'm forgetting. And she was sobbing. Ooh, I feel my emotion coming up around that. She's sobbing in this meditation that I'm doing. I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting my connection. She's 2 or 3 years old. And I got to honor that and hold that space for her. That's how we heal. That's how we begin to reparent the little one. If you're seeing someone that, if you have someone in your life that you're just like, why do you do that? Take a look. The thing that drives you crazy, take a look at it. What is it in me? Maybe you don't do the same behavior, but it's something, it provokes a feeling in you. And when it provokes that feeling, take a look. Shine the light. We don't have to relive all the trauma. Just shine a light and look at where it came from. And give yourself some comfort and some grace and some compassion. Be kind to you. This is not easy, and this is not for the faint of heart. And it doesn't always feel good. So I hope I can bring it in a little bit lighter way that you can hear and apply to your life. powerful stuff. And it's little bits at a time. I'm not saying any of us should do this all at once. Good God, we'd have complete meltdown. And there might be some big stuff that's coming up for you, because that's what the energy is supporting right now. This time of the portals, a lot of releasing will be happening this week. Exactly. So we're in this time of a portal where there's a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of downloads, a whole lot of codes that's supporting us. It feels like pushing sometimes as that stuff's coming to the surface. And we don't have to look for it. Allow it to reveal itself. I'm the queen of, like, let me go manufacture something. Let me go dig it up. Let me go dig, because I must have something to fix. Instead of just letting it be revealed. Just let it be revealed. And then take that step. There will be a theme, you'll notice. There will just be a theme that's happening in your life. A little bit at a time. Yeah, what do they say? The love of the self. It's such a process. Anybody here, really taught how to love yourself? Like, really how to accept yourself? I didn't get that as a kid growing up. And it's okay. I have this deck called, my friend Felicia's familiar with it, the Talisman Oracle. So the talisman for today is divine guidance. Can't make it up, right? It's divine guidance. So if you're not seeing it, you don't know what it is. Sometimes we get help from someone else. Someone else can help us look and unpack it in a way that's gentle and, what's the word, like non-threatening, where you feel safe. And if you don't want to do that right yet, you're not ready for that, ask for divine guidance. Ask for your creator, your higher power to show you what it is for you. What's this thing? What's this thing that I can't quite see it? Or I'm not willing to see it. Sometimes I'm not willing to look because I think it's going to be too painful. Right? It's just crazy how our mind will trick us and play with us, because the only thing the mind has is our experience. And at this point in our life, the mind has the experience. The mind wants to keep us safe. So it will relive the same experience over and over and over, because that's its version of safety. And we have lifetimes of survival. Lifetimes. So at this point, this tipping point in our life, and with all the portals open and the energy supporting us, I just lost the train of thought there. Past lives, the energy supporting us. We're clearing many. We're clearing all of those lifetimes, generations, ancestors. We're clearing them all. That's why it feels so hard sometimes. It's not just this life. Oh, good Lord. I don't think I'm going to look at all those. I'm going to look at the first one. The blind spot. Very revealing when I can't quite see what it is. Then I pull out a card and it says the blind spot. And I'm very unfamiliar with the symbols. Not like any other deck I have. It's number 5. There we go. Get the glare off of it. Yeah, what do you make of that? Bulldozing. If you've drawn the sigil, you are bulldozing a part of yourself in this situation. Consciousness itself functions like water. If you are looking, are in your face meanings, yes they are. If you are looking at a river from above, you can see that a large river often branches off into smaller rivers, and each time this happens, there is less water available to the main river. Due to trauma, which occurs in all people's lives with no exception, The question is simply to what degree. Our consciousness splits just like the river does. It splits so that instead of whole, we are fragmented. That's just part of it. Let me see how long. Yeah, it's a long read, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. So that's what's happening when we're dealing with the shadows. We're collecting fragments. Collecting the fragments of ourselves. When I got sober a long time ago, and I was making my amends, part of the 12 steps, if you're familiar with the 12-step work, and I went to go make my amends to some people that, you know, I'd just given myself to randomly. I felt like I was collecting those pieces of my soul. Like I was collecting pieces of myself as I went and made amends. I didn't know that was going to happen. But I was taking responsibility for the things that I had done and the harm I had caused and the shadows I had disowned. So this is what this is like when we start to do this shadow work. A little bit at a time. And we heal. Collecting the fragments. Bringing wholeness. We're already whole and complete as we are, but we feel fragmented. And we've disowned those parts. So this is one more level, one more way of bringing it back. Bringing yourself home to you. Questions. What are your questions? I'm gonna do the last one as the inner child. See what this inner child deck is leaving as the parting message for today. I'm dropping it out. There we go. It's number 38, which is an 11. You are enough. You do not have to give more. You are enough. We're born enough. We come in enough. The world tells us something different. Our parenting tells us something different. Our culture, wherever we are, tells us something different. And many, many of us walk around with that underlying thing is that we're never enough, no matter how much we do. It's a lie. And it will still show up. I'm doing this a long time and it still shows up. So I'll leave you with that. You are enough. You're a whole, complete human being exactly as you are, just because you are. Did I bring it in here? I did. There was something that somebody said about, I wrote it down so I could remember it. And it was, let me find it. I am enough because I am. There we go. All right. So no questions. I'm going to wrap that up for today. Keep it short and sweet, packed with a lot of good information. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back here tomorrow. I'll post it on the YouTube page. What time? I'm not sure yet. And I'll see you then. Have a great day. Namaste.